Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Drive Time, brought to you by Auto Driveaway. My name is Kevin Riley. I'm joined today by David Little.
Thanks,
David,
sir.
welcome to the
Thanks for
program.
having me.
So you are welcome. I'm excited to talk to you because we don't get to talk to many of our drivers on this program. So I'd love to learn a little bit more about, what being a driver entails. Maybe start with where you're kind of headquartered out of and where you live most of the time when you're not on the road.
Thanks. I live in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I'm out of the Oklahoma City office. So, uh, you know, born and bred a Sooner.
I was gonna say, I can tell by your hat, Boomer Sooner. Your football season only a few weeks away, so you
That's
are
right.
you are
It's
ready
getting
to roll.
close.
Yeah. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us. So you're out of Oklahoma. Love to learn just a little bit about what your typical day or week or month looks like in terms of taking loads for Auto Drive Away and how you got into it. Maybe start with that. How you got into this kind of line of work.
Thanks. Well, I was mowing yards and uh, owned a lawn care company. And we lost our customer that kept us going through the winter. And when I first started off, the first 2 or 3 years, there was some long, hard winters driving for Uber and Lyft and finding odd jobs here and there, and I didn't want to go back to it. My brother was a truck driver, so actually, I was hired and was supposed to went to truck driving school starting a month after I started with Auto Driveaway. But I started doing the Auto Driveaway and thought, hey, I don't got to drive one of those 18 wheelers and still get to see the country. So I got doing it, and as I did, it just got to growing more and more where, I can stay out as long as I want or, go home as much as I want. And that was the other thing that, with the truck driving where I lived with that company, they wanted me out 3 weeks and home for 3 days.
Okay.
And, I may not even be home that much now, but it's my choice, not someone
Right.
telling me
Right.
to stay out.
Right. The flexibility is key,
Right.
right? You get to do what you want,
You
right?
know, when grandkids got something going on, I can go home, without
Right.
asking or anything like that. I just schedule it that way. So
Right.
that's
Exactly.
what
So
I really love about it.
how many miles, let's say how many miles a month do you think you're on the road with us?
Uh, I mean, between getting two jobs and all that and flying, I average around 20,000.
Okay. So what do you like? I guess let's talk about when you're on the road. How do you pass that time? What kind of keeps you going? Is there, I don't know, I'm just thinking about this. Is there you listen to sports radio? Do you have a playlist? How do you keep yourself kind of entertained while you're doing all that driving?
Well, this time of year is great because, yeah, I listen to Oklahoma sports radio with the app during the day. And then at night, I can listen to baseball. So, other than that, I mean, there's a few of those book stories that I listen to. Uh, or, yeah, I got a playlist.
So what's your I guess what parts of the country do you enjoy driving to the most? What's the most scenic part of the country for those of us who haven't been probably as many
Right.
places as you've been?
I love Montana and Oregon. What? Both of those are very beautiful.
And I imagine you probably run into some interesting wildlife at times when you're driving through
Oh,
some of
yeah.
these states.
I mean, the elk, I've seen the rock deer or whatever you call them, the antelope. So,
Wow.
so yeah, that's the best part about this is when I started with Auto Driveway, there was like 28 states I hadn't been to, and within the first 3 months, I was down to two left.
Holy
So the,
cow.
the, the sad part is I'm still at those two,
And which two are those?
Rhode Island and Vermont.
Oh, well, we got to get you to Rhode Island and
Yeah,
Vermont. That's,
yeah.
and they're not too far from each other, so you can hit
No,
them all in
they're
one
not.
weekend.
You know, and I picked up for the Rhode Island office one time, but it was up in Massachusetts where I picked up for.
Okay. Well, yeah, we gotta detour you through Rhode Island
Yeah.
and Vermont so we can check that off. So how did you become interested in this? I guess initially, I know you gave us a little bit at the top, like, but like when you were growing up, were you a car and truck kid? Is that something that was interesting to you as you were growing up?
I just always loved to travel and see new things. You know, there for a few years when my son was younger, we tried to hit different baseball parks. You
Nice.
know, uh, but no, I just love to travel and love to drive.
Talk a little bit about your experience with Auto Driveaway. Like, what do you like about Auto Driveaway? What do you think makes it a great place to work?
The managers are great. You know, for the most part, they will work with you. I mean, the only thing that they ask is you keep your word. And I was always raised your word is your what people think of you.
What do you think are so you obviously interact with some of our customers as you're moving and delivering vehicles. What do you think our customers say about Auto Drive Away? I'm sure they love you because you are the epitome of an excellent driver. What do you think they like about Auto Drive Away?
Some of them are floored that we actually drive the car, and it's not being hauled in on a trailer.
What so David, when you do get to go home and you aren't on out on the road, what kind of things keep you busy?
Uh, I've got 5 grandkids, so I go watch them play soccer, uh, dance. One of my son and his family live where at my house to take care of it since I'm gone so much, and they have a 3-year old. So she has to see her Paul. So when I'm there, I'm spending a lot of time with her.
That's
And then
great.
my son, I loved and coached him playing baseball growing up. So I'll go watch him every once in a while um, play softball now. So
Nice. As we wrap up, so college football season is coming up on us. I know you're a Sooner fan. What do you think about the Sooners this year?
we're going into the SEC. So, I mean, it's going to be a lot tougher.
Yeah,
But I think we got the right coach and Brent Venables to lead us that way. You know, Lincoln Riley was an offensive genius, but you can't win with just offense. You got
no,
to have that
no. I think
defense,
he's
and
proven
we're
that
getting
out
it
at
back.
USC. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He's going to find out about just having offense when he goes Big Ten this year.
yep,
He ran from the SEC, so
right, exactly, exactly. Well, David, great to talk to you. Thank you so much for everything you do for us every day, and just really fun to kind of learn about your adventures and be safe out there. And thank you again for everything you do for us.
appreciate y'all.